I got a story too.
Easy.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Picks and Sticks podcast, a fun music podcast where four great friends talk about the music, bands, and songs that they love. I'm Moro.
I'm Gordo.
I'm Cecil.
And I'm Huff.
And this is Picks and Sticks.
On this episode of the podcast, we bring you AC/DC Deep Cuts. Deep Cuts. Well done, Moro. That was well done. That's solid off the floor. So this is kind of AC/DC part 2, I guess.
Part 2.
Part 2.
I think my voice cracked, though.
What are we doing for part 3? We getting ahead of myself?
Yeah, maybe. We could probably do 5 parts.
AC/DC, best AC/DC cover songs.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude.
Done.
Are there lots of AC/DC cover tunes? Do people cover AC/DC? I don't know if I've ever heard one.
Really good question.
It's a good question,
You're right.
Huff.
Don't hear a lot of AC/DC covers, do you?
Really? Anyone?
No, I'm
heard
baffled. I'm baffled as you
I
are.
heard one of the first ones ever tonight. Morrow played Exodus.
Yeah,
Exodus covers them.
Exodus.
Really? Guess which song?
That mixes two of our favorite things.
I don't know. Shot Down in Flames?
Nope. No.
What is it?
Squealer, right?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Overdose.
Oh, Overdose.
What?
Squealer would have been
No, it's Overdose.
kind of weird
It's
for them to do, but
It's Overdose.
okay.
Okay. We can't play it?
Great tune.
Probably not.
No, I don't think you can play that.
AC/DC
Well, I
just
don't
shows
know.
up at your house.
Why don't you sing it?
Takes
Sounds
your shit.
exactly
That'd be
the same.
awesome.
It sounds exactly the same, except 80s metal production.
Except.
Okay, well, we got to play that after the fact. Once we're done, let's.
Do we get sued for playing that? Or just AC/DC?
I don't know what
We
the
can
rules
do
are.
anything. Just play whatever we want.
Yeah, and then they just when your podcast
cancel
disappears, then you know that you shouldn't have done that.
Picks and Sticks 2.
Yeah, yeah, sticks and picks. We're coming back. We'll just reverse all the colors on the logo and just call it sticks and picks, and then
I like it.
we'll just
Should do that anyway.
take a
Preemptive.
take a run at it and see what happens. So yeah, so this is part 2. Part 1, we had kind of a what was it, the frontman face off. We did a little bit of a not really a battle, but a short conversation with Bon Scott versus Brian Johnson. We had the 4 albums kind of showdown. We're gonna go back. We will revisit the Bon Scott versus Brian Johnson again because we've listened to the entire catalog, which is a shitload of AC/DC. Hey, boys, was that
Tremendous amount of
a
AC/DC.
tremendous amount of AC/DC? Not counting the live stuff, which is too bad because they really do have some tremendous live albums. But anyway, so we're going to get into all of that. But before we do, we'll do the usual, not the usual, but we got to get the intro going. A couple of different items. The one thing I did want to ask you, because we're recording here on April 6th, and I don't know, I'm going to try not to go on. I got a couple of topics here today. I'm going to try and keep myself under control without going off on a complete rant. But
Good luck.
where's everybody at on April Fool's Day?
Oh, I got pranked.
Did you?
What happened?
I slept on the couch that night. It was, did we play poker that
Oh, yeah,
night
that was
before?
poker. It was poker. March 31st
So
was poker.
I think I fell asleep on the couch during our last poker game.
Okay. Yeah.
And woke up and my wife come down. She's holding her stomach and she's sick. And then just
What?
barfs like all like because I'm hungover, right? So she's so I did not want to see this.
No.
Barfs right in front of me, in front of the couch, and then goes to the bathroom. Comes back, and then barfs again. It's like, oh my God. I'm like, I can't do this. I'm hungover. Ah. Then she just starts laughing. She'd make some fake puke. And fucking.
No way.
Yeah, so she somehow, like, after she said she was sick, I don't know, fed herself some fake puke. And yeah, fake puked a couple times. Got me.
Dude,
fooled.
that's
That's
next level.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah, I almost threw up on her.
It's insane.
Oh, my God.
That would have been amazing if you puked on
Yeah,
it.
and she had the boy film it.
Oh, no, it's on film.
Yeah,
Oh, my God.
I got to see that.
it was a good one. What was it?
Dude, I have nothing that tops that.
No, I was
put
more
in, like, thinking or effort.
I was more complaining because the day kind of ruined my Instagram day because everything that was posted was all
yeah,
bullshit, and I was getting mad.
Yeah, like Bo Bichette cut his hair.
I'm like, fuck, like, what are we doing here? Like, I hate April Fool's Day. I hate it. And especially the stupid rules around, well, you can't do it after noon, and then some guy goes on there at 3 o'clock and fucks up my shit, and then I'm mad because of some stupid rule that really is in. Anyway.
How do you feel
Did
about...
you see the article on the Flames that they were moving to Cochrane?
Oh, God. You got to at least make it somewhat believable,
Yeah, I read it, and I was
Right?
like, "This is stupid."
right? Like, that's the stuff that drives me crazy.
What do you feel about 12:01 a.m. and starting, like, right away on April Fool's?
Well,
Because we had that happen this year. We're playing poker, as Carlin mentioned. I didn't know it was 12:01 yet, and I see Ducci on his phone, and he's like, holy shit, guys. McDavid's out for the year with an ACL.
oh, yeah, I do remember
And
that.
there was a few offside comments, and then he ruined the night by telling us that didn't actually happen.
That's right. I remember because I was Googling it because I wanted to find out about the injury, and nothing was coming up, and then I
wasn't ready for that.
no, that was...
12:01.
Got me too.
Anyway, I'm not an April Fool's Day person. I think it's stupid, but I don't know. Apparently, I think I must be in the minority. I think people still love it. I feel like it's something for kids. Let the kids do that.
You know what? It's open invitation now at your house next April 1st, buddy. I'll be there.
I think
Ah,
every day
screw
should
you.
be April Fools. April Fools. Fuck everyone.
Well, I'll stab you. I will fucking stab
If
you.
I just showed up and pissed on your door, is that an April Fool's joke, or is that just wrong?
I feel like that's grounds for a horrible beating.
All right. Well, then I won't do that.
That's why I do have a sand wedge by the front door, so you take your chances.
Did you ever take a shit in a paper bag and put it on someone's
Light it
front
on
step?
fire?
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
Did you do it? Did you try?
Sorta.
Sort of.
Hockey tournament.
Oh, of course.
Dropped a deuce in a paper bag. We stole a key from another. You had to sleep 3 players to a room, so stole a key from another 3 guys' room. Freaking, they fell asleep, dropped a deuce in a bag, put it in their room between their beds, and then phoned them, woke them up.
But you didn't light it on fire?
No, we didn't light it on fire. We just left it there. That's the same tourney. We there's a guy who's a bit of a let's just say, I can't even say it. But anyways, our prank was we got a rookie to buy a Playgirl magazine. We cut all the pages out and
No.
taped them up around his cot because he had the cot. There's like 3 to a room, 2 beds, 1 cot.
I didn't think you said caught there for a minute.
Yeah, and then we phoned the coaches and we're like, I can't sleep with this guy. He's got some odd taste.
Some pornography in the room.
So we called the coaches in to see it, and yeah, he was a bit upset.
Yeah, I should say.
April Fool's stupid.
Maybe he was happy.
It could have been.
Thing about the paper bag with the shit,
Mm-hmm.
because I tried it.
Oh, did
Can't
you?
light it on the paper bag? Doesn't light on fire.
You got to gas it.
Really?
You can't take it to the front doorstep then light it because you're sitting there with the fucking lighter for like 3 minutes trying to fit the
Did this happen?
the piece.
So you tried this?
You need some zip on there.
I'm telling you, man. Yeah, you need to throw a Zippo on it.
Yeah.
Well, I learned that after the fact, so I never did it again. But
I thought it was just the fumes from the shit that would.
there's someone in Douglasdale that woke up with like a little charred thing on the side of the paper bag full of shit, and
They never came out. Did you ring the doorbell? Nothing.
yeah,
And
ran like hell. But it was just a bag with
Just a sad
a
bag
couple little
of
burn
shit.
marks on it.
On,
Yeah.
not on fire.
slightly
Not
charred.
on fire.
Oh, fuck. Well, that didn't go as planned.
No.
That was a long time ago, man. A long time ago.
Like 4 months.
Couple weeks.
Did it last summer. Right around. Did it at Halloween. All right. Well, there you go. We got Gord's pouch today.
We do have something in the pouch, boys.
Dude,
Yeah.
the pouch is full.
Was full. I'm going to read the one here because it was regarding our last podcast on AC/DC.
Okay.
So, here we go. This is from Brian.
That'd be Brian.
Hey guys, it was a nice surprise to see a new episode pop up. It's been too long. It has been long.
That has been long.
I was glad you finally did an AC/DC episode. In my opinion, one of the greatest bands in history. Takes a bit of a turn here. However,
What?
What? How can you? However,
can-
after that,
Yeah.
however,
Did we mess it up?
Huffman had it right.
You goddamn right he
It
did.
is beyond my comprehension that you donkeys chose Power Age over Back in Black. I am outraged. Ha ha.
Absolutely. Seething, eh, Brian? Brian is seething right now.
While Bon Scott was a great vocalist and had terrific albums, Back in Black is one of the greatest albums of any genre of all time, period. Trust you guys to mess up something this easy. Be better. Love your show. Keep up the good work. Brian and Leduc.
That'd be Brian.
Fuck, do we know this loser?
Hey,
Well, you got to talk about the fans like
maybe we should get Brian on the phone. Did he leave a phone number on that?
Just, you know, just a town.
Just
Did
a
he?
town,
We
eh?
can find him. It's not
Call
big.
him right now.
Dial it up. Brian and Leduc. He's not
Brian,
wrong.
Brian
He's not wrong.
disagreed with our Power Age vote and said you got it right, Huffman. So there you go. Someone out there.
Absolutely. You guys got cute with the vote.
I don't know, man. It just felt right.
Well,
It just felt right.
well, we're gonna readdress that anyway because now that we've really dug into everything. Because I do have a few questions on that, but we'll put a pin in that, if you will, and come back to it, as they say. And I think Gordo, you said you had some music news or something. What's going on in the world of music?
Just dropped yesterday. I had some Motley Crue news. Did you guys see that?
No, I didn't.
So,
But I can't wait to
I
hear it.
love. You know what? Can I just say how much I love Motley Crue news right now? Like that.
It's amazing.
That band, it's like, you know, they've got all those shows that all the wives are watching, the reality shit, you know, the thing on the boat and the 90-Day Fiance and all that shit. This should be a show. This should be a show. So what's going on now with these numbnuts?
I'll tell you the story in a second, but it's the secondary parts of this story that I especially appreciate.
Okay, this is gonna be magic.
So Mick Mars yesterday launched a countersuit against Motley Crue. And by the way, Mick Mars is 71. Did you know that?
He looks 171.
He does.
He looks like the emperor.
So when
but
he stopped playing, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I need to back up. So you said a countersuit. So are you saying that they sued him already?
There's some legal action happening, and he's countersuing them. They wanted to keep this quiet. He's bringing it all in the open. That's his thing. So
right.
when he, a couple years ago, or maybe last year, said he wasn't going to be able to perform live anymore, they got some donkey to play his parts. But he never quit the band.
Isn't it John 5 now?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, Johnny.
So they actually tried to forcibly retire him, losing his 25% stake in Motley Crue Enterprises, which owns apparently a lot of other shit. So he's like, no, you're not kicking me out. I'm not retired. I'll do the live albums and I'm not touring. That's it. But so he's countersuing. And in the countersuit, he states that when they did their concert last year, they mimed it. So a lot of the drum parts, I guess Tommy Lee was walking up to his set a couple times and the drums were playing. Nikki Sixx didn't play a riff on that tour, apparently. That's what he's claiming. So they just played along with their music. Here's the funny part, though.
Really?
They decided to do this to help them because they want to tour past 2030.
What?
They want to tour into the 30s. Like,
Dude,
like
I'm
10
going to be
years.
dead by then.
That sure takes a strong turn from, what was it? They had the retirement, the last tour on Earth or whatever the hell they called it. And then...
That's false.
They're
And
going to
then-
have to make another movie, The Whale, with Vince Neil. Like 2026.
Well, part 2. It'll be him and
falling off the
in
stage.
fucking Berlin with a bunch of sausage. Just
Academy Award to Vince Neil.
Totally. So
really.
there's things are afoot in Motley Crue land.
How do you, and I've never understood this, but how do you fake playing drums?
Good question. Maybe just the mics aren't on or something.
But you're gonna see the symbols. Like you're gonna
Yeah.
like
I don't know. But the Nikki Sixx thing would be believable.
yeah. You just don't.
You just get those and paint them gold.
Yeah,
think
maybe.
I think he said it started because Vince Neil's voice had slipped so bad that they just started.
Everyone started just faking
Yeah,
it.
so they just all started doing that.
Holy fuck!
Allegedly.
Wow, that's interesting.
That's great news.
Because they're doing that, they resurrected the stadium tour. They went back to the UK. Them and Def Leppard. They ditched Joan Jett and Poison. So it's those two bands that are out there. I think Def Leppard still sounds great in terms of
They probably would.
what they are. And if anyone should be faking drums, it should be the dude without the arm. Like, Jesus Christ.
Oh no, he's
He's
good.
out there working his ass off.
He's good.
And they got Tommy Lee, who's one of the great rock and roll drummers, and he's out there mailing it in.
That guy got assaulted a couple weeks ago too. The drummer from Def Leppard.
Huh?
I think in Florida or something. Yeah, someone assaulted him. I don't know the details. Could have been a knife.
Low hanging fruit. eh?
Right? Low hanging fruit.
Fucking taking the old handicap guy. Fucking kids.
Fuck, humanity has slipped, man. You want to talk about Vince Neil's voice slipping? It's gone real sideways now.
Florida.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, dude.
All right, well, good luck to Motley Crue. I mean, it's too bad that
I got some more news.
Oh,
Crue news?
No, AC/DC news.
what?
This is exciting. I just remembered this.
What?
I got to show you something. I brought some.
Oh, no. Oh, you
Take
mean-
it easy.
Oh,
I'm gonna take my
Oh,
belt
he's
off.
taking his pants off.
He's got a tattoo.
AC/DC socks? That's your
the news.
exciting news? Fuck
Dude.
you, dude.
Look at him.
This is an outrage.
This is
I
unbelievable.
thought you were
wow.
going to say that there's a tour coming or
Fuck yeah. Those
Just
are
me
awesome.
socks. Oh, thanks, buddy.
So what's with that? Is it power trip?
what?
That tour that we were texting back and forth.
Oh, that
Is
thing.
it power?
That
What's
thing
it
is
called?
yeah. I do have a screenshot of it. Bear with me here.
This
yeah,
is
Power
incredible.
Trip. Tickets went on sale today, and so for those who don't know what it is, it's a festival in California. So Friday night is Guns N' Roses and Iron Maiden. Saturday is AC/DC and Ozzy, and I thought Ozzy stopped touring. I thought he was almost dead.
It might be a hologram.
Might be. That if anything's going to be recorded, it'll be Ozzy. But anyway, and then on Sunday, it's Metallica and Tool.
God damn.
That's weird.
What?
Metallica and Tool.
October 6, 7, and 8 in somewhere in California. Tickets are on sale now. There's camping. There's nearby hotels. And
Dude.
There's yurts.
We got to get a yurt for
There's
that.
tents.
What are
there's
they?
lounges. There's
$4,000?
on-site residences.
Did you see the pricing for the tents?
The tents were 3,000
little steep.
for.
I think it was $3,000 for a 2-man tent.
Yeah, and then you get
$3,000.
But you can add a ticket for $500. So
Mhm.
be $4,000 for the tent. And did you see the tent?
Yeah. It was,
The tent's unreal, actually.
So if you get the tent with the lounge, I was looking at it. It was like $3,500 tent with the lounge too. So you get a lounge.
Yeah.
You take the podcast studio into the lounge, dude, and you sleep in the tent. And $750 for the tickets. But you got to get down there.
This sounds like a GoFundMe opportunity.
Oh man, I was looking at it thinking, man, that looks good because those tents look better than like the Hyatt.
Well, I'd rather do that than, some of the festivals that we've done in the past where you bring your own tent,
oh, it's
right? Like,
Oh, they have air conditioning,
although it's not 3,500.
Do our podcast
air
on
conditioning, fridges,
Yeah.
golf cart service to the venue, which is maximum 5 minutes away.
We need to do the podcast. Did you say do a podcast on acid? Is that what you said? What was it? Axel from the classic rock fest that we did. We woke up and he was going around collecting, like guy you've never seen before, walking around, going up to just strange people in tents and stuff, saying, "Hey man, I'm doing a run. What do you need?" And what was he trying
He
to?
was getting mushrooms
Was
to
it mushrooms?
offset the speed.
Oh yeah, yeah, because that's right. He had to get some mushrooms to offset the speed that he was taking, and it was like 11 o'clock
He
in
was
the
doing
morning.
jumping jacks.
Yeah,
And they played, what's the No More Tears.
yes, that album. They played it 3 times,
At
maybe
least.
4 in a row.
In a row.
And it just on this huge system that they had in the back of this guy's Dodge Ram truck, like the big,
Yeah.
like speakers, just full setup,
Like
just
right out of the living room.
just fucking cranked. We're just laying there. We're like, oh my god, if I hear No More Tears one more time, I'm gonna kill somebody.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
funny.
that's the guy you need. Find Axel. He'll hook you up. He'll be there.
But that's
100%.
not what this festival is.
This
festival is like
This is high class.
top notch, man. Top notch.
You gotta be. It's gonna be dudes with Rolexes and Armani suits at the front row of Tool.
Bunch of dicks.
That's what it's gonna
Well, it's
be.
Palm Springs, right? It's La
Is that where it
Quinta.
is?
Yeah, it's La Quinta.
Oh, okay. I
So
didn't
they
know
have
it was.
hotel packages for like 10 grand.
Yeah.
Anyway,
All right. Go fund me.
that was interesting that you sent that out because I was like, wow, that's a fucking cool concert.
For that bill, when you look at those, was it 6 shows or 6 bands? Those are 6 bands that I want to see.
Dude, it'd
Like,
be best concert of our lives.
right?
And then the undercards, there's got to be a bunch of other bands,
Oh,
right?
probably, yeah. Tons.
Yeah, I imagine there's going to be some side, like a secondary stage or whatever that they usually do. That'd be freaking unbelievable.
Dude.
So for all of our rich
Should we start a
listeners,
GoFundMe page? Then?
oh, dude, it's October. We got time.
Yeah, let's do
We
it.
got to
do
get
it.
tickets.
All right.
All right,
When we
Yeah.
do the ACDC cover episode.
If you want to hear the podcast
tell everyone.
we're gonna need 30 grand.
while we're on acid, GoFundMe.
I'll be the sober one. Me and Gordo.
Yeah. Holding down the
really?
fort.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, sure.
I'm
That-
doing the ass.
That totally
Fuck
makes
that
sense.
shit.
Acid.
Not in a million years.
Is that even a drug anymore?
No
I think it is.
Is it really?
Well, it's probably everything's microdosing now, right? So I'm sure there's some, and it's California. I'm sure there's all kinds of shit that we don't know about that someone's gonna come around.
I was at a thing, and the guy was microdosing.
Mm-hmm.
I won't name him on the podcast, but he's like, "Oh yeah, I microdose. It's awesome." I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." Like I've never done that, but
So is that you
I
just
might
take
try.
you just take a small
yeah.
amount? Isn't
Well,
that
it was like a little capsule.
why does it have a turn? Like
It's a little
it's just
ca-
you're taking a small amount of
It's
whatever
a
it
little
is.
capsule,
Sounds cool.
but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm like, that's not microdosing.
You're macrodosing.
That's like taking 18 Tylenols.
Yeah.
Like my back hurts. I'm gonna take 18
Yeah.
Tylenols.
Oh, I'm only taking just a little bit. Yeah.
Anyway.
I got the regular strength instead of the extra strength Tylenols, but I'm going to take 15 of them.
Yeah, the 78 strength.
Yeah. he's just taking them by the handful.
Jeez.
All right. Well,
Can't name him, eh?
no.
I know I can.
Oh, okay.
We don't want to get people in trouble, whoever that is.
For being a pinhead.
For being a pinhead.
Great guy.
Okay.
How do you feel about this new, I don't know, I wouldn't call it a trend, but the other thing that's been bugging me is, you just get excited about a new album coming out, right? One of your favorite bands, new album coming out. It's going to be great. I can't wait, right? They give you the release date and all that. And then what do they do over the next 5 months? They just release song after song after song. And then by the time the album gets there, you've heard at least half of it. That fucking bugs me now.
I don't like that at all.
I know what you mean.
You
'cause
talking about
those songs-
Metallica?
Yeah, Metallica's already released 5 songs off their new album. Like, fuck off.
I've only heard 4.
Sit down, Lars.
You're right, man. I'd rather get the whole fucking album. You're right.
Right? You go and, like,
A
Yeah.
single ahead of time, that's fine.
Oh,
Give me a
it's-
little teaser.
yeah, I don't
See
mind
where
the
band's
single,
headed.
right?
But 5?
They got 5, and they got videos for everything. Like, it's kind of annoying.
And then they have their new vinyl. Was that you that sent it?
Yeah.
It looks stupid.
It's the new world.
I hate the new one.
I love Metallica.
I do too.
There's some things I hate about them.
Me too. That's one of them.
But
And
is
I'm
it
gonna
not
hate this new
is it
album.
not really coincidental that they got that giant hit from Master of Puppets on Stranger Things.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, because they never release albums. Oh, we're releasing an album. Then they come out with some shoddy song, like really quickly.
Some shoddy song.
It happened, and then now they're
Was that
releasing...
Lux Eterna? Is that what the name of the song
Yeah,
was?
I'm not I'm not a big fan, but maybe I need to. To your point, maybe you need to listen to the album altogether.
Well, you can hear it right now.
But they've been releasing everything in succession. You know, single after single after single, and they're not the Beatles.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right, Morrow. It's 4 songs. That's on
Yeah,
4 songs.
they're not the Beatles.
That's
The
still too
Beatles
much.
could just release shit whenever they wanted.
Yeah.
Metallica's Metallica.
I don't like their album design either.
Oh, Carlin does the best James Hetfield.
No, I don't.
But you know what? It is funny because, and the thing that bugs me is it takes so long for them to release an album. And wasn't Hardwired was the last album?
Yeah.
Is that right? That was 2016.
Was it really?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Well, that's what it says here.
Wow. Yeah, that makes sense.
And
All right.
so that was 2016, and then Death Magnetic, which I was a big fan of. Death Magnetic was 2008. So they took 8 years from Death Magnetic to Hardwired, and then they took like 7 years to come up with 72 seasons. Stupid band.
It's not a good pace anymore.
Do you hear
It's
about
not.
the coffee table book James Hetfield's
Oh God.
releasing?
No.
It's 400 pages
With his cars?
of his 40.
That's not a coffee table book.
400 pages of his 40 favorite guitars. So he's got like 10 pages per guitar.
See, I'd buy that.
You can't put it on your coffee table.
I
It'll
won't
take
pay
up the
for
whole
the new
thing.
album, but I'll buy that fucking
It
book.
is the coffee table.
Yeah.
Does it have legs that flip out of the bottom? You can,
Like Kramer.
you can like Kramer. That's right. It's a coffee table book, but it's actually the table.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. All right.
Those guys blow my mind
I know.
with the way they approached it, but fuck, they're geniuses.
Wait a second. How much were tickets for that? I heard their concert. Didn't we talk about this last time?
Yeah, we did talk
Oh,
about that concert, which really to see 2 shows for $250 or whatever it was.
I thought it was 400.
I don't remember what it was. I think some were 400. I think there were probably some that were 1,000. But anyway, it was stupid because it prevents, in a lot of cases, people from traveling to that city because you got to be there all weekend, right? Like the Edmonton show, the first show is on Friday night and the second show is on Sunday night.
So you double your chances of getting stabbed.
So you got, well, there's that, but you got to go up. You got to go up
That's right.
Friday
Not
morning.
anymore. Hit with a cane, maybe?
I don't know. Sorry, man. We've totally derailed you.
No, that's fine. I was just saying, like, I mean, right? You're not leaving till Monday, so you got to go up Friday morning. You're not leaving until Monday,
That seems too long.
right? So you need hotels plus the price of the overpriced tickets and all that shit. It's fucking $2,000.
Yeah, that's no good.
No, it's outrageous. Absolutely
Guess
outrageous.
you'll save money on hookers, though. You are in Edmonton.
Yeah, you know what?
Wow, that's...
Was that too much? It felt like it was a bit
I
much.
feel like you've got some personal insight into the hooker quality in Edmonton or something.
we won't tell that.
I
And
was,
you know, it's especially bad after you just showed us your socks. Like,
Dude, you love my socks. You want to hate them, but you can't.
those are very
pretty
Edmonton.
Cool. They're pretty cool.
I wear them with sweats.
The only
and
thing
nice
you're missing
shoes.
is sweatpants.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah. I don't know. When did you? I never did ask. We'll stall for time until we're waiting for Cease to return. But where did you get those socks?
Amazon. Ordered them 2 days ago. Came today.
So those came, but you're out the
Yeah, my album didn't come. Sad.
fucking outrage.
I am outraged.
Cecil making a phone call?
Yeah, he's making fun.
Okay. That was my 11-year-old son in the car. Sorry, that was my 11-year-old boy in the car. Dad, I just want to ask you, what's masturbating? Like, I gotta go, man.
Ask your mom.
Yeah. He's like, what's masturbating? I'm like, I'll tell you later. We gotta go masturbate my podcast right now. He's like, fine, I'll ask my other father, Google.
Oh yeah. So now he's on Pornhub.
Great call.
Jesus Christ. Sorry about that.
That was
I
awesome.
thought it was an emergency.
Well, I think it might be, but anyway, podcast takes precedent.
Well, you got some time to figure out how you're going to answer that. Let me know how that goes. Get that on video.
One more question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of any of the Metallica singles that have come out, have any of them stuck with you? Like where you're like listening to it?
Not really.
What I find where they're at now was, they had this certain sound and then they went on hiatus and they came out with Death Magnetic. And I really liked Death Magnetic, right?
Yep.
It was 8 years or whatever since they put anything out. It was heavy. It had a certain sound to it. Like I enjoyed that. Hardwired had some of that, but a little bit of difference. What I've heard so far from 72 Seasons, and I want to like it. Like I said, I like the last 2 albums, Death Magnetic more than Hardwired. But it seems like they're leftover songs from Death Magnetic. They sound like songs that would be on that album, but they're not as good. But the new single, I think I like. I've only listened to it twice.
It's not bad, but it's 7 minutes long.
Yeah.
I think they missed the boat on that.
Well, they've got 4 songs
Oh.
that they've released, and I think it's 24 or 26 minutes long.
That's one of the best parts about AC/DC. Songs they don't drag on.
They have a few that do, but for a good reason.
Yeah, some are 5 minutes, though. Right? 5.5, maybe. I think, like some of the longer songs, but yeah.
Oh, it's just.
I was just curious because none of them have hit me. Like, it almost reminds me of when they released Load and Reload,
Yeah.
where they're just not heavy enough now.
I think the songs are heavy. I think
But if you listen to
I don't like the
heavy
lyrics.
shit now, it's like 10 times as heavy as it was back then. So now they're almost kind of rockish, to be honest.
Yeah, there's something about the sound I don't care for. What I will say is, and for the most part, anytime, and I know it's kind of cliche to compare the Metallica and Megadeth. The Megadeth album is going to be 100 times better than whatever this album ends up being, and I don't normally say that. I usually I like some Megadeth stuff, but their new album is really, really good, and it sounds good. There's some, again, we've talked about the production problems and shit. Like, I don't like the way they sound. I feel like every song they produce, I'm listening to with cotton in my ears. Like, it's not crisp.
Because they're drummers in the fucking sound booth.
Yeah.
Not,
That's the first.
I say that not because I don't think
No.
drummers know what they're doing.
No,
it's a-
stay in your lane.
It's a Lars thing,
Play your
not
music.
a drummer thing.
It is, but generally speaking, just stay in your
it
fucking
is.
lane,
You're 100% right.
right? But it is a Lars. It is definitely.
You know
a
why
Lars
the
thing.
guitar always sounds good? Because James is like, that's just how here's how I want my guitar to sound. Just fucking make that. Do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Lars is like, hey, my snare?
I want my snare to sound like
It
a
sound like I'm
fucking
hitting a
can of tuna.
Fucking cowbell with my dink.
Fucking sit down, Lars.
Dink.
Yeah,
He's
that-
standing up, waving to the crowd that's not there. What a
Yeah.
dick.
yeah. It's too bad.
Lars
I-
gets a hard time. He's still a good drummer. But
Well, that's a separate episode. Switching gears here. One final thing I thought, we did the album sort of challenge thing last week. It was kind of fun, kind of interesting. And I know you guys, there's been different iterations of different bands amongst ourselves and some other people. And it's like, you need a band name, stuff like that. So I came up with my own band name bracket.
Really?
So I'm gonna everyone gets to vote. I've got 8, I guess, and we're gonna come up with a champion here.
awesome.
How you pick the band name that you like. Now these are these are metal band names. So just to give you an idea what you're coming into here. How you want to vote is up to you. If it's the coolest name, the funniest name, I don't care.
Okay.
But you're going to get the choices, and then you get to pick. So
And you said there's 8 in total?
yeah, well, there's 8, and there's one I had to.
Massage?
Well, one of them, instead of having 2 against each other, I had to do 4. But you'll find out about that in a second. I just
It's like a play-in round.
yeah, kind of like that. So okay, so here's the
Love the plan.
your first choices are Bone Carver versus Soul Grinder.
Bone Carver.
Bone Carver. 100%.
Bone Carver just in a runaway, just like
sounds
that.
nasty.
All right,
That is unbelievable.
Bone Carver. All
These
right.
are all metal bands, or are they just bands that sound like they're metal?
Soul Grinder's a good name.
Soul
is.
Grinder is a great name.
That is
So,
solid.
but
Right.
Bone Carver, outstanding. Okay,
Tough first round.
well, this other one, so the winner of this will face off against the winner or against Bone Carver. Now there's 4 to pick from in this one, because I know you guys love a good hammer. So
Do I?
I couldn't pick between. So there's 4. So it's faux hammer,
Like, wait, hang
Spell
on.
it?
What?
FOE, like your enemy, like faux hammer.
I was
I thought
Not
it
as
was
in
like
faux.
PHO.
I
think it was
it was like it's like a dish. I'll take the number 23. I'll take the faux hammer.
It's Faw. It's not faux. It's Faw.
It is.
Dummies.
That's right.
Faw hammer?
I thought you meant like FEA or the like faux, like
Faux?
fake, right? Like faux. Anyway, so it is faux, FOE. Faux hammer, terror hammer, hammers of misfortune, or crush hammer.
Oh, I'll go with
That's a tough one.
hammers of misfortune.
faux hammer.
We got a faux hammer. We got a hammers of misfortune.
I think I'm going Hammers of Misfortune as well. There's a little more that was a little more well thought out, I thought. A little more effort.
Okay. Okay.
What was yours, Carlin?
Faux hammer.
Faux?
Faux hammer.
It's pretty good.
All right. So that's the Western Conference. We're going to go to the Eastern Conference.
All right.
We're going with Chernobyl Jazz Club
That's amazing.
versus Graveyard Barbecue.
Oh!
That's a tough one.
Oh, dude.
2 powerhouses in the first round.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, my.
Eastern Conference is tough.
One more time.
Chernobyl Jazz Club, Graveyard Barbecue.
Holy
I'm
crap,
going
that's a tough
graveyard
one.
barbecue.
Graveyard Barbecue for Morrow.
I'll go Chernobyl Jazz Club, tiebreaker to Gordo.
Oh, Jesus, Gordo. That's what happens when you don't get in first.
Got to go with the barbecue.
Oh, the barbecue.
Oh, man.
That one's awesome.
This is a death metal competition?
Yeah. Well, it's heavy. There's some hard rock. There's some other ones. Okay, so here. This is the last one here. So we got Casket Robbery or Grief Bringer.
I'm going Casket Robbery.
Casket Robbery.
Like a good casket thieving.
Yeah, you got to go with that.
Casket robbery.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm in.
Okay. All right. So now you got Bone Carver versus the Hammers of Misfortune.
Oh, Jesus.
Bone Carver.
Sticking Bone Carver. They're
Bone
my
Carver.
underdogs.
Bone Carver.
Bone Carver.
that's-
They snuck into the
That
playoffs.
it is.
Bone Carver.
They're on a streak.
Out of the Western Conference. The Eastern Conference, we've got a bit of a theme. Graveyard Barbecue versus Casket Robbery.
Jeez. I'm going to go with the robbery.
Graveyard barbecue.
Oh, Morrow's got to decide this one. Oh. Graveyard Barbecue, Casket Robbery.
Casket robbery.
Really? I feel like that's an upset.
Totally. Graveyard barbecue.
I thought Graveyard Barbecue is awesome. All right, so the finals. Casket Robbery versus Bone Carver.
Jesus.
Man, Bone Carver just flows, man. I'll go Bone Carver.
I'm going Bone Carver.
Oh,
I have to.
Is it 2 words or 1 word?
it's one word.
That's what makes it better, I
Bone
think.
Carver.
That's what puts it over the edge. If it was 2 words, you couldn't vote for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then it would be more sadistic.
There it is. Bone Carver, the
Bone
champion.
Carver. Damn. Did you listen to them?
Yeah, I did.
And what can you tell us about Bone Carver?
I can-
No way.
I can tell you
Yeah.
that they're absolutely exceptional.
Play it. Can you play it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think they got any dudes gonna show up.
Oh, I don't think so.
Did they have a lot of albums?
They've got some albums.
Graveyard Barbecue.
I feel like we made
I
it.
feel like I feel
Yeah.
like
So they do
we
have
need to give them some sort of.
They won the bronze.
here.
Let's give them the bronze.
I'll give you the sample of their most downloaded or listened to song on Spotify.
Let's do it.
See if I can get some volume on this.
What's this thing called? What the hell?
That's Bone Carver.
What the fuck?
Sounds like murder.
What the hell?
Oh yeah, dude. Quadruple bass.
Sounds like
I'd like to change my vote.
yeah.
That's terrible. What the
I just
fuck?
thought the name was cool.
It is. Well, look at the artwork.
Oh Jesus!
The artwork is tremendous.
God damn.
But now, surprisingly, if I may, and I'm sorry, I'm
Who's
I'm,
the punk band of the group? That's what I want to know. Graveyard Barbecue? No. Yeah, it has to be. 'Cause it's got a little humor to it.
Graveyard Barbecue. Let's play their most popular song, which is called "Cheat on the Church." It's fabulous.
Sounds like a soundtrack.
This has 1.8 million listens.
What?
My daughter might listen to this.
This is so bad that I love it.
The music is great.
It's amazing. Sound is terrible.
Listen to that.
Yeah, I want to change my
Come
vote.
out of the phone. Don't hold your phone so close to the mic.
Yeah. Oh, my bad.
Oh, this is tremendous.
It is tremendous.
Yeah.
This is the barbecue band.
I changed my mind.
Yeah, me too.
Graveyard Barbecue.
Yeah.
Graveyard Barbecue is the new winner.
They're the new winner.
Can you
Easy.
imagine having a barbecue in a
See?
graveyard?
Right on. I knew it all along.
Roll out the
You were
smoker.
ahead of the curve.
Yeah, you were.
Took us a
Cecil
minute.
knows. Cecil's a good judge. All right. So that's really all I.
Eventually we'll talk about AC/DC.
Yeah, this is like the longest intro in the history of the world. So,
It's all good.
First I'm going to take a
that
leak.
that first band sounded like when you could play your cassettes on fast forward and you could hear it go. That's what that sounded like.
it did sound like that, and the drums
Playing
sounded
the record.
very
Oh, sure.
fake, very
Not
like
tough to listen to that,
electronic.
right? It's not really a road trip band per se.
No, it's definitely not.
Be speeding.
No,
Huh.
no, you can't follow that up with Margaritaville.
No, you can't.
Look, you just can't. It just doesn't work.
Fuck, I even forgot what we're doing here.
I know. So we'll wait for more to get back. But just as a reminder, if you want to get a hold of us, email address is picksandstickspodcast@gmail.com. Instagram, we are Picks and Sticks Podcast. We're on Twitter, which Morrow's running. So if you want to get a hold of Morrow, just go to Picks and Sticks 2 on Twitter. So that's
2 cracks me up all the time.
I know, I love that. Picks and Sticks 2. That's the number 2, not the TWO. But anyway, so the AC/DC, did anyone need something out of the fridge?
No, I'm good.
Everybody's good?
Yeah, I'll take one.
Oh, there you go. No, I got a coffee here. This is great. Got this new coffee. Go with the PC brand, Costa Rican.
Oh yeah.
Unbelievable.
PC's my beer too,
Oh,
man.
the coffee.
PC knows what's going on. It's
Exceptional. Exceptional.
Costa Rican?
The Costa Rican PC
We just
comes
bought-
in a white. It's a stupid container, but the coffee's great.
We got the Keurig pod, so I bought the decaf PC. It's pretty good.
Oh,
We just-
decaf.
That's
Really?
for the wife. I buy the Costco Kirkland. That's my jam.
The Colombian.
Black
Yep,
coffee.
That's what we've been.
Oh.
getting.
I've
We
heard
bought
that.
The,
I've heard that's really good.
we got like the
delicious.
high tech grinder now, and
Of course
bean-
you do.
the whole beans.
Oh,
the
it's
Kirkland
so
beans
fresh,
are good.
man. It's the best way to go. But then I turned it into
Tremendous.
a bud.
Italian coffee.
You got the Bud Buster.
Yeah, except except you're actually using it for coffee this time. What do we want to do? Have you got? I think Cease has just a short.
Just a short one if you want to do
Yeah.
it.
Let's
Do
do
some,
it.
let's do some quick AC/DC trivia, and then we'll get into the albums and the songs and all that shit.
All right, it's AC/DC Trivia Part 2.
Love it.
7 questions, so
Okay.
we won't go too far with this. Okay, first question. Angus Young admitted to being addicted to this: alcohol, cocaine, weed, sex, or milk.
Milk.
It was milk.
Yeah,
I was gonna say it had to be milk. I was gonna say alcohol at first.
Oh, I thought no one would get that because he's a rock and roller, man.
I saw that interview recently.
Is he just
actually.
like guzzling gallons of milk?
And he's 5'2" or 3" or something.
he's
Then
fine.
it
He's
didn't
tired.
work.
He's not a boozer or a drug guy. I don't think.
No.
No.
I don't know him.
No, he's
But
He's never
how
drank.
could you go up on stage for 50 years the way he does?
Not on cocaine, you
Get
can't.
hammered. It's impossible.
Yeah. Milk makes sense. He's got good, strong bones. Stuck walking it
A
out
few
there.
times he'd
Right.
be
He's
like,
short.
dude, I'm
You
too
think he would've
hungover to
grew.
get out there tonight.
Yeah. No, that's what Bon Scott was all about. And see how that turned out? Let that be a lesson,
Jack
kids.
Daniels.
it's a good start, Cease.
Yeah. What else you got?
All right. Okay, what album was released in 2000? Ballbreaker, Razor's Edge, Stiff Upper Lip, Back in Black, or For Those About to Rock?
It's ball breaker.
Stiff upper lip.
Stiff Upper Lip.
2000.
Now,
Great
that's the
album.
longest, after Stiff Upper Lip was the longest they went between albums. 8 years.
Oh yeah, and
They
then
pulled the
it was black.
Metallica.
Then they did the black ice.
Before Black Guys. Black Ice.
Right.
Ice.
All right, what else you got?
Back in Black was the first song Kurt Cobain learned. True or false?
True.
False.
That can't be true.
It's true. That and Louie Louie.
Good for him.
That's the first song I tried learning, too.
Good for him.
And 30 years later, I just found out the other day that I've been playing it wrong.
I have
30
tried
years.
to play that riff my whole life. I still don't play
It's
it
a
right.
do-do-do-do-do-do.
And I feel
I've
like
been doing
a
that wrong.
guitar dunce because I can't play it.
It's a good riff.
It's a great riff.
I can play riff raff, but I can't play back in black.
It's way harder. You can play that and not the other. It's your
I
style.
don't understand it.
Stylish.
I don't understand it.
Yeah, 30 years I've been playing that wrong. Still, now I can't play it. Okay. Who Made Who is a soundtrack for what Stephen King movie?
Maximum Overdrive.
Wow, dude,
Big Stephen King. Big AC/DC fan.
is he?
So they just threw a bunch of covers or previously recorded songs on there, and they wrote 3 new songs for that album. One was Who Made Who, and the other was DT and Chase the Ace. Neither one had lyrics.
Yeah.
It's like they put no effort into
Yeah.
it.
No. What was the soundtrack? And there's the one instrumental near the end of Who Made Who.
I think that's Chase the Ace.
Chase the Ace.
I think
So
so,
I just
yeah.
said that.
Yeah, it is good.
You always wish there's like some singing.
I know. Maybe they should fix that. Imagine that. Just go back and throw some lyrics on there.
Unbelievable. They
They
should.
should do that.
They're
AC/DC.
great.
Do whatever the fuck
They're
they
great
want.
instrumentals.
We
Though.
should
They're
do
so awesome.
karaoke one night.
Make up our own lyrics?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I mean,
Nice.
That's what we should do. Everybody write your own lyrics, and then we'll judge it.
Yep.
As long as I don't have to sing it.
I win.
No way. I'm the lyrical master.
Okay, you write the lyrics also.
yours is going to be sexually suggestive. Writing character with AC/DC.
Suggestive. No, I'm going to come right out and say it.
Sexually suggestive songs by AC/DC.
Yeah.
How many are innuendos?
She's blowing me crazy.
Giving the dog a bone.
He loves his pants.
Rock and roll train. No, what?
That's no good.
That's good shit, man.
All right. 1988.
Mhm.
When Malcolm Young took time off for his alcoholism to recover, who took his place? George Young, Stevie Young, Margaret Young,
George.
Phil Rudd, or Mark Evans?
It's George.
Steve Young?
Mark Evans.
Stevie Young.
Mark Evans was the bass player.
Stevie Young, the nephew.
The 60-year-old nephew.
What's
Well, he
with
wasn't
these-
60
What's
then.
with these youngs and their fucking guitar?
So he
playing?
rejoined them in 2014 for Rock or Bust.
Yeah.
So Malcolm wrote every song, the only writer of all the songs on that album, but didn't play. So Stevie Young took over the guitars 2014 on Rock or Bust.
And Power Up. Stevie played on Power Up.
Yeah.
Nice.
66-year-old nephew.
Fuck, he's good, man.
He is good.
Dude, Rock or Bust
You're
is
right,
amazing.
though. There's a lot of young, like in that family, that are good guitar. They could have 3 bands.
And in the 70s, the uncle was producing him. So, George, right?
George Young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
And
where
Harry
George.
Vanda.
That's where
Yeah.
George came from. I read
they-
something today about George.
Yeah, there's.
Okay.
What
Okay.
happened to Bon Scott's offspring? Probably in jail.
He didn't have any offspring.
No kids?
He died too early.
Sounds like he did a lot of living before that.
Yeah, there's some illegitimates out there for sure.
There's some illegitimate bastard Scots.
100% there is.
And Margaret Young was the sister who suggested that Angus keeps the schoolboy uniform on because he used to come home from school and he wouldn't change, just go right to jamming. So he said, keep it.
It's a good call.
Nice.
Well, good call until if you
Good
would have
fact.
known that you'd be playing into your 70s, you'd probably think maybe this is a bad gimmick when you're out there duck walking in a schoolboy
Put
uni
the
and you're
teacher's uniform
71.
on.
And he does that little strip thing where he shows his ass.
Yeah,
Totally
right?
lame.
Yeah, let's not do that.
What? I've never seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's his thing.
He shows his.
He does this, and then he.
Oh, his
He
mooning.
flashes the
His
crowd.
mooning's a
He just
thing,
moves.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, he's not dropping junk.
Like the Chili Peppers.
He's not dangling, playing like fucking Hell's Bells.
Hell's Bells.
How things have changed, though. Chili Peppers just get away with it, and they used to give Angus Young a big time for mooning. Or a bad time. Big time? Ugh. All right, 2 more.
2 more.
Let's just come off the rails.
Oh, God. We're almost an hour into it, and we haven't even talked that much about AC/DC. All right, here we go.
Okay, AC/DC is now the 6th selling band in U.S. history. Which band did not do better? The Rolling Stones, Led Zeppelin, Eagles, the Beatles, Pink Floyd, or Metallica?
I can go with Zeppelin.
We have a smaller catalog. That's not a bad guess. But I think they...
Eagles were huge.
Go through that again. Sorry. Can you?
Rolling Stones, Zeppelin, Eagles, Beatles, Pink Floyd, Metallica.
I'm going to say Eagles. I think that's wrong, but I'm going to say it
Yeah,
anyway.
Eagles. I agree with you.
That's who it should be.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. I don't get why they are so popular. They suck.
They're not great.
Okay,
We're not doing an Eagles episode.
it's the Rolling Stones.
What?
Oh, really?
Shocking.
Really?
I thought it was shocking.
I don't own
I picked
Rolling
the
Stones
Beatles.
albums.
I got Hot Rocks. That's about it.
Hmm.
It's all right.
Well, good for you, AC/DC.
Right?
Good company.
Last, what was AC/DC's first name or Malcolm's first band?
Oh, man.
Velvet Underground, The Sadists, The Grifters, Rock Down Under, Gordy, or Molten Rock?
I'm going with Gordy.
No, that
Wasn't it
was...
the Grifters?
No. That was Geordie. That was...
Oh, you're right.
That was Brian
That was
Johnson's.
Brian
Oh, yeah, it's
Johnson's.
Jordy, not
Jordy.
Gordy. We just talked about it last
um,
podcast.
Gotta be the Grifters. Please don't let it be Rock Down Under.
It was the Velvet Underground. Whoops.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
I never would have guessed that.
Not related to
To the
Velvet
actual
Underground at all. Wonder how that happened. Just where did they come up with that? Who
Interesting.
knows?
Okay.
Anyways,
That's a good list, bud.
Yeah, well done. There we go.
Can we give him a cheers?
Come on.
The board runs itself, brother.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck. Never mind.
Well, I didn't know.
We lost the moment.
We can tighten that up in post.
You, Gord.
Yeah. Yeah. That's only the 50th F-bomb. So we're editing out every 50th F-bomb. So we're talking, I don't know, hidden gems, deep cuts, whatever you want to describe it as. You know, the intent was, you know, we wanted to go through the AC/DC catalog and not just have, you know, it's going to be, you know, Back in Black, you know, Hell's Bells, or, you know, Thunderstruck, whatever the popular songs were. So we basically eliminated those from being chosen. So if you look on Wikipedia, because everything on Wikipedia is 100% correct.
100%.
100%. So there's a list there of what all their singles were. So if it was released as a single, even if it barely charted or didn't chart, still counts as a song that you can't choose. So basically all the popular songs, or the songs that you theoretically kind of know, those are not going to be on the list. Fair enough?
Didn't make it in contention.
Yeah.
Outside of that,
There was a lot of different singles, like Australia, UK,
yeah,
that weren't on that list because half their catalog got released somewhere.
mm-hmm.
But the Wikipedia one it allowed us to have a little leeway.
yeah.
It was extensive. It was like 4 pages.
Yeah, there were quite a few, and a lot of them that you kind of forget about. Some that I still like. Anyway, I still don't understand Mistress for Christmas, but anyway, we can talk about that later. But so interestingly, so now that you've gone through every song, every album multiple times, Bon Scott or Brian Johnson?
Still Bon Scott, but man, do I like the Brian Johnson years way better than I used to. I got kind of burned out after, was it Fly on the Walls after Flick of the Switch?
Yeah.
So kind of lost me a bit. I like the albums, but yeah, Camping, yeah.
Yep.
But holy fuck, man, I love their later albums now so much.
Yeah.
That's all I listen to.
Interesting.
I gotta agree with my man Cecil.
Yeah.
The one that stuck out for me, I never paid attention to the album at all, was Ball Breaker. Like, it just came out, I want to say the early 90s, early mid.
Yeah.
And so I was, you know, we're knee deep in grunge and whatnot. And
Yep.
I just totally overlooked that. I'm
Yeah,
glad.
Ball Breaker's 95, so it's right in the middle there. Yeah.
Tremendous. Really like that one.
They're the greatest rock band ever.
They are.
This just reinforced. Like I would always caveat AC/DC, Bon Scott's favorite
Bon
band
is
ever.
more bluesy,
Yeah, right.
more punky. He had that nasally voice.
Mm-hmm.
Brian just had like a I don't know what it is with him. Like he's got that,
Gravelly.
but he can also go to those upper registers in
I don't know
in
how.
the weirdest way. Like,
Yeah.
almost like Robert Plant can do the same thing, but he does it in a way different way.
Mhm.
Like he almost has like a compressor built into his throat because his voice is like he goes so loud.
Yeah.
But it's so controlled. I don't know how he does it.
Yeah. It's
It's classically trained. I don't know.
Is that true?
No, I'm just making shit up.
So 100%. Before we went through this whole exercise, I'd say Bon, 100% I love him better. But Brian's so good at so many different things.
did the singles, and I don't know, I hate to say this all the time because it's almost like, you know, oh, the songs are popular and the popular songs are shitty. Like, I don't want to be that guy, and I don't want to make it sound like that's what we're saying. But, you know, you hear a shitload of Thunderstruck, for example.
Yeah,
you hear stuff like that.
Singles kind of ruined it.
So you
Not
kind of
ruined
think,
it.
oh, well, that's the, you know, the song off of, you know, whatever, right? But when you listen to an album like The Razor's Edge was a very popular album, and it had whatever it was, 3 or 4 singles off of that album. But when you listen to the rest of the album, there's 2 or 3 really good gems in there that you go, man, this is a really good song. I understand why it's not a single, but when you're thinking about those songs that we're coming up with, in terms of, you know, hidden gems, if you will, those are the ones that I think were what made it interesting for me, I guess, if that kind of makes sense.
Did I tell you my thunderstruck story
No.
when I went to Edmonton? Did I ever tell you this? Well, I'll retell it if I've said it again. It was like 96, 97, and my band was recording up in Edmonton at a studio.
Yep.
And it was just me and the bass player, Paul. And we recorded all day. Back at the hotel, we're like, fuck, I could use a beer, just relax a bit. We're in this hotel. We didn't notice anything earlier. Let's go take a walk around. So we come outside, walk around the hotel, and there's this gigantic parking lot full, and people are flocking to this booming bass, and all I hear is boom, 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 boom. And it's far away. I'm like, how fucking loud is this place? What is this? So we walk over there, and I'm not making this up. It's like we were in a movie. We're at this, there's this big arch, and it's called the Thunderdome.
Nice.
All I see outside is like leather and jean jackets. It's unbelievable. So we go walking down the stairs because it's obviously in the basement. It's a gigantic bar. As we walk in, thunder, doof, doof.
Yeah.
And then the song kicks in, and we just stood there looking around in awe. There was a couple of guys speaker dancing, wearing like wife beaters. I'll never forget, and like those hats folded over brims, and they're doing like the
speaker dancing.
who are those wrestlers? Those
Not the beatniks.
those total clowns, the Australian guys. Anyways,
Yeah.
they're doing this dance.
Yeah.
They're doing that dance with the arms on the It was unbelievable. I've never been asked if I needed like Coke more than my life.
It's like, I just need a beer, buddy.
It was great.
That song, Through
Thunderdome.
Great Speakers, is incredible.
It's a great song. I've heard it a million fucking times.
But I don't even like the song, really. But,
I used to love that song. When it came out, that was a great tune.
but listen to it on great speakers.
Yep.
Where you can, like you're saying, like the boof, boof.
Huge.
It's a completely different song than it is on, like, just your car stereo.
Yeah. It's great live, too. It's a hell of a live song.
It's a crowd pleaser.
It is a crowd pleaser.
No cannons, but it's
Well, it
good.
has rhythm guitar, lead guitar, bass, drums.
It's like
singing, and they're all doing different things, which makes the song that much better.
They're the masters of that song. I mean, there is some songs that are fairly similar as you go through the catalog. I know
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
one of the
Yeah.
criticisms, but they build up a beginning like no band ever. They always, like Thunderstruck, they always have that nice, either it's bluesy or catchy, or they just catch in, and then the song launches in.
Yeah.
Very reliable.
Start your concert with Thunderstruck, end it with For Those About to Rock, and it doesn't matter what the fuck you play in between.
You're right.
You've won.
Yep.
You're right. Yeah. For those about to rock, at the end of the show is magic.
Yeah.
So good.
It is. My ears are still ringing.
Yeah, because you can't hear anything after that song.
Oh, Christ. Yeah.
Definitely.
So when we did the Bon Scott albums, Power Age came out on top. I'll throw this out there. Based on some of the songs that we selected, where does High Voltage rank in there?
Ooh.
But it's one of my records.
I forgot
That I
how
have?
good it is. Yeah.
Got this on vinyl, eh?
Yeah. I only have a
Nice.
few on vinyl, but I would say Power Age for me, just like a tiny bit of a win.
Me too. The song Little Lover off of High Voltage I thought was tremendous.
I love that fucking song.
Or the intro to She's Got Balls. How it almost changes. I can't even explain it. I can't do it. It almost changes tempo.
It does. It does, actually, yeah.
We did have a lot of high voltage versus Power Age. I think would be interesting.
We should do a face-off.
I think it's tough.
Next podcast.
Right? Cecil's number one song is Rock and Roll Singer from High Voltage.
Oh, that solo. I love songs that intro with a solo.
I know it's because it's. I agree.
It is.
That was like my number.
It's very bold.
Yeah, you had it on your list as well, Morrow. My number one was Little Lover from High Voltage, and my number 4 was The Jack from High Voltage.
Got the jack.
So there's some.
When was that released? 19.
High Voltage was
No.
76.
yeah,
And it was their
75,
first,
76,
it was
somewhere
their
in there.
first official.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great album.
Debut albums always.
Fuck, they always rule. It's
Yeah,
because
they're
their
all-
life's work all piled into that first album. Then their next album is between the
now
first
we're
and
good.
second album.
Was there an album that maybe you had held in high regard just from the past, like, nostalgia? You're just like, oh man, I love this album that you hadn't listened to in a while, and then you go back and you listen to it and you go, huh, it's not as good as I remember it, or you've just kind of moved past?
Fly on the Wall.
Fly on the Wall.
It was the first AC/DC I bought, and so I had a bit of a nostalgic leaning towards that. And then I listened to it again. It's not very good.
Was it the songs? Was it the production? Was
You know
it
what? That's a great question. The production was super shitty. They
Yeah.
changed the sound for no reason. It's like they tried to ZZ Top them in the 80s there,
Yeah.
and it wasn't working.
Fly on the Wall and Flick of the Switch, they sound different to me. Like
Way different.
Yeah.
is
I
that-
know we're going to have that conversation about Flick of the Switch because some
We-
people think it sounds like shit. I think it sounds really good. In a lot of ways,
Yep.
Fly on the Wall sounds like garbage.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's
But
really
it's a
bad.
fucking killer album. You're wrong.
You like that one a lot?
Oh yeah,
I like Sink to Pink. That's a great song.
it's about pool.
Oh,
Snooker.
It's
Sorry,
It's definitely
snooker.
about billiards.
Definitely about billiards.
Dink the Pink.
Anyone else? Was there
Albums that
that you're looking forward to getting back into? I mean, it's probably the older ones.
I went into Blow Up Your Video thinking I'm gonna enjoy some of these, and some of the songs I did enjoy, the production was so bad, so bad, so bad.
That's one of the
I was
albums
like,
on my
man,
list too.
I was like, man, this song would be really good if it didn't sound so shitty.
Yeah.
They were like one bad decision away from a synthesizer on the album.
They
That's
were.
how fucking close.
They were turning into ZZ Top. Because they could have easily turned into that, hey, let's get a synthesizer and put a fucking fuzzy thing on my fucking guitar.
Yeah, well, that
I was
was
like, what the fuck?
that was 88.
I think
so
we're up to 50 again, so the next
And-
one we should.
I'm glad they didn't.
yeah.
I'm glad they didn't
That's,
because it, you know what? And ZZ Top made it through fine, okay?
That's why they
But
fired Eddie Kramer
Yeah.
on Highway to Hell. He wanted to put in the keyboards.
Oh, yeah. That's a fireable offense. Even just floating that
Can you
idea.
imagine that
Hey,
with-
just get out.
Well, they did have bagpipes.
Dude, those sound miraculous.
bagpipes make.
Fuck, they sound
You
good.
can put bagpipes on everything. They sound good.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, it's funny you say that, Morrow, because that was one of the ones like in '88, like I listened to a shitload of Blow Up Your Video, and I haven't really listened to it in the last whatever it is 20 years. And I just remember, and it kind of started after we finished the last episode, and we started playing a couple of songs and whatever. And I think we played This Means War, and I was like, oh man, I used to love This Means War. And we were listening to it, and after about 2 minutes of it, I was like, I really don't like this. I don't like it as much as I used
Remember
to.
the Sony Walkman with the.
Oh yeah,
they
with
came
the
out with
little
headphones
buds. Yeah.
That went sideways?
Yes.
And I would put that Blow Up Your Video into my Walkman and just walk to work.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something different.
Yeah. The
What did you
Yeah.
think I was going to
I
say?
don't know. Was it your David Lee Roth moment? Reach
Well, I had
down
to go to
between
work.
your legs and ease the seat back? Or what? I had to go
Anyway.
to work.
That's what I do. And I thought it sounded pretty cool. Now
Yeah.
I think it sounds like absolute fucking garbage.
Yeah, I didn't pick any songs off of that album. I don't think that was probably one of the least
Probably
represented
the worst
ones.
album, I'd agree.
You know what
Yeah.
the saddest part is? I think if it was recorded properly, we'd have a different take on that album.
Interesting.
And Flick of the Switch
you're not
was
wrong.
right in between. Like,
I love Flick of the Switch.
but it was right in between those albums where Flick of the Switch sounds like it's going over the edge of maybe not sounding good enough. And then it went into that 80s, like, oh, we should put reverb on everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right.
And I don't know. It just, they had a couple years there where they just, I don't know. The songwriting was great, but the production was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you do as a band? Like, if the production sucks, but your songwriting's good,
Call Rick Rubin.
you call Rick Rubin.
That's exactly.
And that's exactly what they did.
Yeah. When in doubt.
What was the first Rick Rubin album?
That was Razor's Edge, wasn't it? Didn't he do that, or was that Ball Breaker? He did Ball Breaker.
Yeah. You did Ball Breaker.
Right.
Very surprised at that album. I think you and I had the Fuhrer.
Oh,
Wait, did I tell you this guy? He's
All
texted
three
me,
did.
where are you at on this? And I said, well, I really like Ball Breaker. He's like, oh my God, I got a song off that I can't stop listening to. Like, you were pitching this for a couple of days as the greatest hidden gem you'd ever found.
it is. The
And
Fuhrer.
and then I talked to you like the next day. I don't know anymore. I was like, what are you talking
Well,
about?
Gord sandbags me. Then he starts talking about, oh, dude, you're over. He's like, it's not even in like, it's not that good of a song. And he's in my ear telling me how shitty the song is. And then I'm listening to it. But I mean, I probably listened to that song, no word of a doubt, like no word of a lie. It's got to be 15 times. In the car, in the backyard, in the garage. Like, I was just like, this
That's
song.
the minute you know the song's great.
I was like, this song is so good. So I'm pitching it to him, and he's like, you're crazy. This is his bullshit song. And he starts saying all these other songs on the album that are better. And then I'm thinking, God, maybe I'm way out to lunch. I should have just, stuck to my guns. So then I rank it lower. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to come in, but, tasteful. I don't want to come off too hot. And then Numpty here throws the fucking steals my song and puts it in at number 6.
Yes, I did. Your whole story was exactly accurate. That's exactly what happened.
that song's incredible.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
I had 5 songs on my short list off that album, and it was funny that I had that one.
So was that the album? So if we go the other way, knowing that, albums that we thought, they kind of disappointed or whatever, you tend to go back to the albums that you're familiar with, right? So the other one I had on for mine was Dirty Deeds. I don't know why, but I was having a hard time. I love the title track and that, but anyway.
It's a unique album.
It is. It's got a very strong 60s feel to it.
Dirty Deeds, Done Dirt Cheap, which is a single.
Awesome song.
Amazing. And, man, when we started jamming,
Yeah.
but dang, 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 dang. So
Yeah, we played that
just
all the time.
stood there and we're like, that's all we can play.
Yeah, that's what we started playing. So that was the
Fall in
other
love
one.
with rock and roll with that song, but it was a single, so you can put it on the list. But
Yeah, but I guess on the other way, so a lot of the albums that we probably hadn't heard, was there one that stuck out where you're just like, and was it Ball Breaker for you, Gordo?
It was, and I'll give a special mention to Power Up, the last one. I think that one's really good.
Yeah.
It hasn't had the chance to be heard like 1,000 times, and you get sick of it. But I really enjoyed that. Unfortunately, they're by far 3 best songs were the singles, so ineligible for this list.
Yeah, especially Through the Mists of Time. I didn't know they released that as a single because I was like, man, I'm going into this. That song is absolute magic, but
Great song.
ineligible. Cease? Anything that...
Rock or Bust was just fucking right on.
You loved Rock or Bust,
yeah.
eh?
Bust.
From
Again,
2014.
Again, I kind of give up, but I didn't really listen to much after Fly on the Wall. So
I think we're all in that same boat, dude.
And Stiff Upper Lip listed, but Black Ice, Rock or Bust, those two I didn't really listen to a whole lot, and I fucking love those 2 albums now.
Yeah,
Like,
Black Ice is solid.
Power Up, we did the album review, so we binged that.
Yeah.
Amazing. But Rock or Bust was, I don't know, man.
You got a lot
Stevie
of songs.
Young.
Yeah.
Stevie Young. That was Rock or Bust and Power Up.
Yeah, so good.
Took his brother's riffs, or his cousin.
Oh, Malcolm.
Cousin?
Uncle.
Uncle.
Isn't that what, is that what it would be?
Malcolm.
Is it?
Whatever. I got a question. Is your favorite AC/DC song, if you could just go with your gut, would it be on the deep cuts, or would your favorite song be one of the singles?
Well, we haven't talked about Soul Stripper.
We have not.
And there's a reason that's probably my favorite AC/DC song.
Okay.
Yeah, you got it number 1 from 74 Jailbreak. That's
Ever.
the number 1.
Have you ever heard the story like, oh, does Malcolm, has he ever played lead? Does he ever play lead or does he play rhythm?
Yeah.
Does Angus always play Soul Stripper? They trade off lead. So
Nice.
it's like a guitar solo song and they trade off leads and it's like, I don't know, maybe I'm being a guitar geek, but it's such a cool tune because you get to hear, because everyone always says, oh, has he ever played that? And it's like, yeah, he has, and he's fucking good. He just chose to take his role as the rhythm guy.
Yeah.
And did a great job of it.
Yeah, he did pretty good.
He could have been in Angus's shoes, no problem.
Huh.
And when you listen to that song, and when you go, and I have actually the transcription of the guitar solos, his solos are absolutely incredible.
I have to check that one out again.
Interesting. I like the song, but yeah, I think that maybe
I don't know what that click in Soul Stripper, you know that?
yeah.
Just the
I
metronome?
don't know what that is.
I don't know.
In the recorded version.
I've never paid that.
It's
close
not like a
attention to it.
cowbell.
Yeah, no, it's
Dude,
not.
that
It's like
song's unreal.
It sounds like a
It is.
metronome to me, one of
It's a
those
good
old
song.
ones that would tick back and forth.
Yeah, in the recorded
maybe.
version of the song.
Yeah.
Which is really weird.
It is.
Yeah. So that would be in the running regardless, even if it was wide open, any AC/DC song,
Soul
That-
Stripper being what?
top 3 for sure.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sounds a
Yeah.
lot like Squealer too. They're very similar.
What's your favorite song?
Oh, wait,
Oh,
it should
yeah.
be, you know?
Yeah, that's amazing too.
Well, my favorite was on here. Well, I have two. Jailbreak is probably my favorite, but Shot Down in Flames was my number one deep cut. I couldn't believe that wasn't a single. I love that song.
It's a great song. I do feel like it should be a single. Kind of like Fire Your Guns. Cecil, you had that on your list from Razor's Edge. It just because they played at so many sporting events and stuff like that. So it wasn't a single, but it like you just know that song and it's a great song.
Reminds me of Sun's Out, Guns Out.
Sun's out, fire your guns out.
What's your favorite, Cease?
Man, God, I don't have a favorite.
No.
There's so many fucking good tunes.
There are.
Yeah. I would
I
say
got a favorite. Like Rock and Roll Singer, I was binging for a while because I was trying to learn I was like, I can play this solo. Not even close.
yeah. I think a lot of these songs that we've, deemed as being deep cuts some of them would make your overall list. And it's hard when you ask that question because I almost need the whole list of singles and stuff in that,
Can I ask you a question?
But I would say like Hell's Bells for sure would be in my probably top 3, maybe top. So anyway, go ahead.
That's a great tune. But there's the deep cut, and I noticed you put it on the thing. But deep cuts and then deep cuts.
Double deep.
There's songs that AC/DC do, like bluesy type tunes.
Yes.
Which they're out of character for the band.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like what's the song? Mayday?
Oh yeah, Stormy Mayday.
Stormy Mayday. Slide guitar. They don't play slide guitar.
No.
So that one for me was really cool.
Yeah.
And those are the songs I kind of thought were like, yeah, you know what? As a band that gets put in a box, oh, they play 4/4, they do this, they're simple. They're not that way at all.
They're not.
They're not that way at all.
No, I think they get a bad rap, and even like you said, the 4/4 and the, there's the Joe. Anybody can play drums in AC/DC. Well, you know what? You can't.
Yeah.
There's some shit there that you're just like, wow, like some really really good drum tracks.
Yeah, Angus said anyone can fire up and down the fretboard. He's like, I call that practicing.
I love that.
Yeah.
What's the drummer's name again? Is it Phil Rudd or is that bass?
Phil Rudd.
Phil Rudd.
Yeah.
He kind of reminds me of like Ringo in a way. Not to compare like one of the most famous drummers ever, but they both play what sounds simple,
And it's
but
not.
there's some songwriting there. There's some good stuff that's happening.
And then when Phil left or whatever happened there, then they had that. Remember they had on the blow up your video. No, what's Thunderstruck from? And they had that big bald, the Michelin Man dude.
Yeah, what was
and he
his
had
name?
those big fucking toms on the side when he was playing Thunderstruck. He's playing them up above his head and stuff.
No. He had kick drums.
Yeah, kick drums up there. Yeah,
And
yeah,
he had
yeah.
mallets.
Yeah.
Can't remember what album. Phil
I'll
Rudd
never
was
forget that.
10 days late for the studio booked, and he was 10 days late for recording. I can't remember which album. I read that.
Phil, be better.
Right? Just a drunkard. But yeah, like you say, like the deep cuts, like, you know, it's tricky because if you're a fan of the band, you probably know a lot of the stuff that, you know, that we're talking about, right? So whether, you know, Rock and Roll Singer, Shot Down in Flames, you know, Down Payment Blues, those kinds of songs, like, are those really like deep cuts? They are in the fact that they weren't released as a single. Mm-hmm. But, you know, the Axl Rose going, or Axel Foley going deep undercover.
When you first brought this up last week, at first you were just annoying me because I thought you were just complicating it. But after I got off the phone with you, I realized you had a good point.
Right?
Like, some of these songs, we're trying to find some that maybe even fans don't remember.
Yeah, or like songs like, you know, and Cecil's list. So to give you an idea, when we looked at it, I thought it was still going to be a lot of Bon Scott, right? So surprisingly, I thought the guy that would be the heaviest on Bon Scott was Cecil. He was actually the lightest on Bon Scott. He's got 5 tracks from Bon Scott. Now they're all his top 5, but then after that, it's all Brian Johnson. Gordo's got 11 Bon Scott. Me and Morrow have 7. So it's a lot of Brian Johnson. So to go into that deep cut when you're looking at so some of the ones that Cecil has, Rock the House, She Likes Rock and Roll, Misadventure, Playing with Girls, which is you know, off of Fly on the Wall, but like there's like those types of songs, right?
Cesapedia read that 23 AC/DC songs have the word rock in the title.
I would have thought it was more than that, to be honest.
That's shockingly
when
low.
I just look at this list, Rock and Roll Singer, Rock the House, Rock Your Heart Out, She Likes Rock and Roll,
Rock or Bust.
Yeah, the album Rock or Bust, right? Like it's
just songs.
there's a shitload of it,
I was
right?
surprised there weren't more songs about balls.
Yeah, there's only 3 or 4, I think.
Oh, what is it?
Just a sprinkling of balls in the
Just
catalog.
just a dusting.
Yeah, I got right here. There's only 6 songs about
Powdered
balls.
sugar of balls.
So that's and I don't know, are we going to do a playlist somehow out of this mess? I mean, because we didn't compile them because the lists are so different. You know, we've effectively got, so theoretically there's 4 of us. We selected 20 songs each. So that's, you know, 80 songs. There is some overlap, but I bet you there's still probably 65, 70 unique songs.
Yeah, there's a lot of songs.
There's a lot of songs.
We'll figure it out.
There's never been probably a longer list than like a variety than this one.
It is
so many different
50
ones.
years of music, 4 guys listen to all these albums.
Yeah.
And some of these songs I've never heard before.
Yeah, I had to listen to a few.
I
So,
swear.
yeah.
I've never
Heard them
and I'm like,
before.
oh my God,
Dude.
that's such a great tune.
So let me ask you this then, Morrow. So if whether it's off your own list or pick, you know, I kind of said be prepared to pick a song off of everybody's list, like, or just pick one. Like if there's one you go, holy shit, I listened to this song, and I know we talked about the Fuhrer, which I think is on that list, but or anybody, if you have something off the top of your head, a song that somebody put on their list and you're like, oh, I don't really know that song. You listen to it and you go, Jesus, that song's unbelievable.
Rock the House.
Rock the
House on Rock or Bust. And I've heard it before. And I completely missed it.
Yeah,
The other one
Fuhrer
that I completely missed, and I've heard it a million times, is Landslide.
Yeah.
Amazing tune. that should be on everyone's fucking playlist.
Yeah, Landslide's
Flick
great.
of the Switch.
I love that
Landslide.
album.
Oh my God. Such a good fucking song.
Anybody else? Surprises? Things that because this always happens. So while you guys are
Well,
thinking, okay, go ahead.
Oh, we've already talked about it, but Stormy May Day was.
Yes.
I don't know what happened. I missed that, and I went back and I saw it.
Can I tell you
Tremendous.
something about
Absolutely.
that song?
Please.
It's the only song you're going to hear that I've ever heard AC/DC do. No solo.
That's fucked up. I didn't believe it till I heard it.
Yeah.
No solo.
Laurel said
Yeah,
that,
that's a good call.
There's no. No,
Yeah, you're
none
right.
of it.
Yeah, good
But
call.
the slide guitar,
Oh, dude.
you don't ever hear that in AC/DC.
No.
So
It's-
it's like,
Very unique.
and Brian, you never hear him go into that low register where he's actually singing like a singer.
Yeah.
So
Parts of it sound
tune.
like it's not him. When you listen to it, you're like, that doesn't even sound like him singing.
Yeah.
Well, Cecil, let you kind of root around a little bit.
No, man.
oh.
But my surprises are on my own list.
Fair enough. That's fair enough. And you've got a lot of really good ones.
Baptism by Fire. Holy shit, is that a good tune?
Baptism by Fire is outstanding.
Stevie Young.
I would agree with that. I want to go back actually to Rock the House because that was on your list, Cease.
See.
That Zeppelin riff that they've got going on in that song is so good.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
That's funny that you say that because I find that they've got a little Zeppelin in them.
I've never heard that. You know, when you think AC/DC, you think a lot of like different blues artists, or I've never connected them to Zeppelin. And I was listening to Cecil's list because I had to fucking go through the whole thing because I didn't recognize half of these songs. I'm like, God damn, he just went deep, deep, deep. And then I listened to
Ball deep.
You were balls deep. And I was like,
Ball
Rock the
deep.
House. And I just heard this and I was like, God damn, that's such a Zeppelin riff. It's unbelievable.
Bedlam in Belgium.
That was
That's a good tune.
Great
Yeah.
tune as well.
everything on Flick of the Switch is good. If you're not familiar with Flick of the Switch,
It's-
to
yeah,
those
every
listening,
song's good. You
You
listen
brought
to
that
it.
over on vinyl.
Yes,
Tremendous.
Yeah.
I got that on vinyl too.
yeah, it's a great album. But the one song that I do want to point out, and I'm going to go to Morrow's list, "Burning Alive"
Oh, really?
off
Yeah,
of
that's
Ball
good.
Breaker.
Yeah,
We
man.
listened to that tonight.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like
so
an
good.
anthem. It's like
Okay,
a
that's the
song-
one. That's the one. Yeah.
Right?
That's the one.
"Burning Alive." I was like, I didn't recognize it, and I was like, I should have had that on my list.
had
It's
it on the short
really,
list.
really
It's a pretty
good.
good song.
Yeah,
Really simple.
yeah, yeah. Really, really great tune.
Boogeyman, too. That's pretty.
You know what my problem with Boogeyman is? You know, I know you know. Is that he doesn't pronounce it boogie. He sings it bogeyman. And it bugs me. I can't get past it.
It's Australian.
Does he do that in Bad Boy Boogie too?
I don't think so. Well, Bad Boy Boogie.
Can I stick up for him a bit?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's different singers.
Yeah.
That could be one of his best vocal performances ever.
Bogeyman?
Yeah. I swear to God.
Well, maybe I need to listen to it again because I'm like,
it-
fuck this shit.
It's incredible.
It's a ZZ Top intro, right? That
I'm
intro
sure it
is very ZZ Top.
Yeah.
And then he goes into Bogeyman.
Who's the better lyricist?
Bon Scott.
Oh, Bon Scott. So
That
It's
didn't
not even
take
close.
much time.
It's not even close.
Do you want to hear a sprinkling of some Bon Scott lyrics?
Dust it.
Should
Dust
I,
it,
should I
brother.
give you something?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. What do you got?
This is Bon Scott, Big Balls.
Oh, God.
I've got big balls. Oh, I've got big balls. And there's such big balls, dirty big balls. And he's got big balls, and she's got big balls. But we've got the biggest balls of them all. Some balls are held for charity, and some for fancy dress. But when they're held for pleasure, they're the balls that I like best. It's kind of like a Christmas thing to hear.
It is.
My balls are always bouncing to the left and to the right. It's my belief that my big balls should be held every night. Oh,
That's outstanding.
he's clever.
There are a lot of
Why do they always play rocker right after on the radio? Like you hear that song and they always follow. It's like
Are they back to back on the
Because
album?
Rocker's a great song.
Always play Rocker
I'm
right
rolling,
after it.
I'm right out of control. I'm a wheel.
Yeah, I love that song.
Yeah, that's great. So,
Is there any talk of them doing another album?
well, that's an interesting question, right?
Well, I wonder how many songs, if they have any in the vault, because Power Up is still a lot of Malcolm Young.
yeah,
He wrote.
Depends what's on the tapes.
and he writes a lot of their
I bet
shit.
you they have a lot of tapes of his shit.
Do you think?
Oh, fuck.
He's got to have 1,000 riffs just laying
How many
around.
times have you jammed
Yeah.
and a guy came up with like 20 riffs in a jam?
Right. He's that guy.
Yeah.
You would think, and you hear that about all kinds of bands when they go in to record an album. Someone comes in, in those days, cassettes or whatever, and there'd be 100 riffs, and then you'd go through them and piece them together and whatever. Maybe there are. Here's the question: could they write shit without them?
Just thinking about that. Good question.
Right?
I really
Your
don't know.
main songwriter, he go.
I say no.
Probably not.
Yeah, I think they could.
He's all over every
I
song.
think Angus and Malcolm were tied at the hip. So
Yeah.
Angus could play a riff. Stevie could play the riff. Angus could play the lead. Yeah, I think he could do it.
Okay. Well, that'd be awesome.
I really enjoyed Power Up.
Yeah.
I really
album.
did.
I have it on vinyl.
Code Red, man. Code Red.
Oh,
That's a great tune.
Demon Fire.
Demon Fire. Yeah.
Demon Fire's so good.
Good cut. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Depends on the producer too. Brendan O'Brien. Can
I
you do any better?
Did he do Power Up?
Yeah.
He did, eh? Okay.
I liked. I picked Rejection off that one.
Yeah, that's a great song.
A little rapey.
It's a touch.
They get away with it though. I don't
They're
know.
old now, so I don't know.
Yeah. So yeah, that was Power Up was 2020, right? So they took 6 years in between Rock or Bust and Power Up. They took 6 years between Black Ice and Rock or Bust. 8 years, so I don't know, but they're running out of time, right?
Yeah. Well,
Angus is 71-ish, 72.
Yeah, he's in his 70s.
I could imagine as younger listening to 70-year-old rockers thinking they'd be cool, but I fucking don't care. I'd love another album.
it's because you're old as fuck now.
Maybe, yeah, that's true.
Well, it's interesting. I'm glad we went through this process because, again, in my mind, I'm with you, Cease, right? It was like we listened, when we were younger, listened to a lot of the early stuff and, Flick of the Switch, big fan. Fly on the Wall was kind of okay. And then you kind of wavered, right? I listened to Blow Up Your Video, some Razor's Edge. After that, didn't really listen to anything. And then in my mind, it was like, the band's okay. Although Stiff Upper Lip still has some moments,
Stiff Upper
right?
Lip is good.
Stiff Upper Lip's really good. But now when you go back and you listen to all the Brian Johnson stuff and you think, you know what? And especially because Power Up is such a great album. Whereas before I wouldn't be that excited about a new AC/DC album. Power Up changed that for me. Mm-hmm. I would be excited for another AC/DC
I would
album.
be
Yeah.
totally pumped.
As long as they don't release 4 songs ahead of the album.
Oh, then I'm fucking
Don't
bent.
be dicks.
Don't be dicks.
And a
Right?
7-minute song?
I don't think they'd ever do that. They know they'll stay in the they're in the pocket.
Dude, they
the
are so in the
AC/DC pocket.
They've been making music
tight
for
pocket.
50 years. I don't think they're going to go, hey, man, we should put some synthesizers in.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. Fuck that.
Yeah, I guess it is close
Let's
to
hum mute all of a sudden.
50. It's almost 50 years on
Holy
high
shit.
voltage, right?
Jailbreak.
76.
Yeah.
Coming up.
Jailbreak was 74, right?
74. Yeah.
It didn't. I don't think that came out in 74 though.
They
But it was-
played
it
it in
was- it was-
74.
Okay. Well, in any event, that's it. But it's funny that we talked about that. So unless there's anything else you guys want to talk about, I think we've exhausted the AC/DC.
Did you guys get sick of them at any point?
No.
I overdosed
Yeah.
a little bit because I went hard for like 2 days straight. I must have listened to
Yeah.
fucking 12 hours of AC/DC.
I did that too, and I had to pause one day.
I'd take a couple days off.
Oh, I went through the albums in chronological order, but then I put a just the Brian Johnson albums on shuffle.
Cool.
Oh man, it changed my world.
It's a good move.
Yeah.
That's a good move. How about you?
Oddly enough, I didn't.
Really?
I didn't get sick of them.
You microdosed AC/DC.
That's the
See,
play.
I just start
my
fucking
list
piling tabs.
the play.
might explain why, because I have like some bluesy, slower tunes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, me. I had.
I'm glad you brought
a
that
song
up.
we never talked about is "Ride On,"
Mm-hmm.
Oh
and
man,
and Brian Johnson never got credit for like "Ride On" for Bon Scott is just it's a brilliant song.
Yeah.
Brian Johnson never kind of got that, and so some of the songs I put up there were like his. To me, I was like, oh, he's kind of doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Like,
great song.
the
I had it
band-
very
like-
high.
The band is the same band with two different singers, which is amazing. It's amazing they did what they did.
And the fact that the new singer can play and will play the old shit. And a lot of times you can't.
fuck, he
it
sounds
doesn't-
awesome playing the old tunes
right.
too.
Like when he goes in and plays anything off if he sings High Voltage, sounds great.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I was telling Cease tonight, Shake a Leg, why is it so high on my list?
The riff.
I believe it's a Power Age riff. With
Okay.
and they just had it, and it's a Brian Johnson song.
Yeah,
'Cause
that sounds that way.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you listen to it, it's a Power
Uh-huh.
Age, like it's just like it's just got that
Yeah.
absolute energy to it. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, there is some of the, I don't know if you want to call it slower songs or whatever that are up. I think that like Night Prowler. I had Night Prowler on my list,
good.
which is like the blues intro, and it's just the guitaring is so good, and I don't know. It's just, I mean, it's a dark song, but it's such a wicked tune. I love that about
That's where
them.
they got in trouble for being like Satan worshippers or something. Because there's that murder, some murder in California, killed like 16 people. And fucking, he was wearing a AC/DC t-shirt, and his AC/DC hat was left at the scene,
Oh.
and claimed that he was obsessed with Night Prowler. That song incited him to kill all these people.
Right.
Jesus.
Yeah, right.
And then they got all this backlash. And then Angus,
Which did they say what shirt it was? Hopefully it wasn't.
Angus-
if you want blood.
Brian Johnson's reply was like, "I just try to make the next song rhyme with the next." Or
Yeah,
even though it was an Angus Young song.
yeah.
And Angus said, he said, "I wear black underwear sometimes." That was his response.
That's an Iron Maiden thing. Iron Maiden got crucified for being Satanists, but they were
thought that was-
completely not.
I think they all did. Judas Priest.
Iron Maiden.
Well, Dee Snider from Twisted Sister had to go in front of Congress for Christ's sakes to defend metal
No
music.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I remember
Twisted
that.
Sisters.
He's not smart enough to.
No, he's very well spoken.
Look, watch it on YouTube.
Yeah, he's really good.
He has his
No,
way
he's
with
smart.
them.
He's smart enough to defend that.
Mhm.
Oh,
He's not smart enough to be a Satanist.
No,
Like, it's the most fucking
Well-
ridiculous thing. Or maybe he is. I don't know.
I think, when you think AC/DC, because they got the horns and stuff like that, but
Oh, that could be a theme for.
Well, I
another
heard they
episode.
superimposed those thorns on his head.
I
The picture was of the band,
yeah.
and the record label said, "Hey, this would be better, Highway to Hell." And the song is not about
Yeah.
it's about being on the road, which is the
yeah.
highway to hell.
right, yeah,
And they're like,
Living on the
Highway
road.
to Hell, and it's a good song. Let's put horns on his head.
Some dick.
Now he's
behind
all of a
desk
sudden a
fucking up
Satanist.
the album.
good thing there wasn't
Fucking
Bone Carver
suits,
back then.
man. Fucking suits. Fucking stupid fucks.
Let's give you some casket robbery, and then you'll forget all about AC/DC
Yeah.
and their stupid little
Go
superimposed horns.
Oh my God. So we lived through that where we had to read in the newspaper that some guy killed himself
Yeah.
because he was listening to Iron Maiden. Come on.
I seem to remember Ozzy being the biggest culprit of that, right?
Yeah, Motley Crue, the Shout at the Devil
Yeah.
thing got a lot of press.
That was so lame. Every kid that got hit by a car, Satanist.
He was a Satanist.
Yeah, Like, oh, he was listening to Shout the Devil.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know
Jaywalking.
why? Because everybody was. It was the biggest album at the time.
Jay
Like,
walking on 17th.
Yeah.
Satanist.
Satanists. All of them. All of them Satanists. Every one of them.
Hey, Huff, I
So-
gotta give you props
For what?
For the Razor's Edge pick.
Oh, dude.
Razor's Edge.
Thanks,
I
man.
thought it was a single, so I didn't pick it.
Okay. It's exceptional.
Gotta read the list.
It's really, it snuck up on me. I wasn't sure. So before we go, I know that, we mentioned, these albums that are turning 50. So we're all going to feel old now as I leave you with this. So these are some albums that are turning 50 in 2023. The self-titled Aerosmith, $1 Billion Babies, Alice Cooper, Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Floyd,
Oh yeah.
Houses of the Holy.
Oh, man.
What else have we got? The first Queen record, Tres Hombres,
Oh my God.
the first Skynyrd album, pronounced Leonard Skynyrd, Goat's Head Soup by the Stones, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, Elton John, Time Fades Away, Neil Young, Quadrophenia, The Who, and Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. All that
Sabbath,
shit.
Bloody Sabbath.
Wow. It's quite a list.
That's quite a list. So there you have it. So, what can I say? I hope you enjoyed this episode. We went through a lot of shit. Make sure you get your graveyard barbecue, and
It's graveyard barbecue season.
it's graveyard barbecue season. So, thanks for
No
listening,
bone
everybody.
carving?
No, it's not bone carver. Till next time. See ya! Thought Grief Bringer was going to do a little bit better. Just big Grief Bringer fan.